Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in a big old wide old world. My name is Jade, this is How to App on iOS, and it's Sunday Fun Day here in Melbourne, Australia, and we're doing this 6 days a week now. Oh yeah, God help me. How do you do? I hope you're all doing well. If you are watching over there on Facebook, you can, hello to you over there on Facebook. You can leave a message and we'll see it over here on the chat on the show as well. So you can always join us here at youtube.com/Jade Starr, or you can pop over to howtoapponios.com and you can watch the show live there and interact there also. And you can catch up on previous episodes, playlists, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, but let's pop over now to the YouTube chat and say hello to folks. G'day, Danny. How are you, Danny? Broderick. Joey Helpish. Hello. I saw Sion. I'm looking through my magic mirror today. Romper, bomper, stomper, boo. You've got to be an Aussie to understand that. Benedict Stewart, Sion, Tom Rochelle. Nina, hello. Did I say Patrick Chandler already? I probably did. My brain's mush. And I didn't even have a big night on the drink last night. G'day, Russ. All right, I'm caught up there, so I can now look over here. Stu Cash, Pete Johns. Hey, Pete, how's the head, man? All right. Man, good stuff. Ed B, what's going on? Bubba, hello. Scrolling back up now. And look, good to see you all. Welcome along to the Sunday edition, where we're going to be kicking off the week early from now on, just because I just have so many things I need to get covered, and I've got other projects that I want to do on the show, like this community album that we're going to be doing. So I've got to get through some of these apps, so this is the way. G'day, Lee Crampton as well. Good to see you too. So let's kick off with a few things. Last night, there was an event that happened. Last night, for the first time in Australia, Pete John's music was played on the radio, folks, and I've got a really bad recording of it because it was awesome, man. So this was on Aussie Radio in Melbourne. Sorry for the bad quality recording. I had to do it on my phone.
So that was made by Jade Starr and Cat Circus, of course. One of her many projects that she does.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Screw me, whatever.
Jones. You've got to check Jade Starr out. She has fantastic.
Check me out. I'm getting naked.
She guests on and talks, which is how to app on iOS. Absolutely fantastic, especially for people that are really.
Yeah, if you want to see more of me, jadestar.com.
Music and creation of music, which leads me into a little segue here. Pete Johns himself. Okay, now Jade actually introduced me to Pete Johns. Another sensational fella, very talented musician. He also hosts a massively successful YouTube channel, Studio Live Today. He also teaches many people to make music using GarageBand on iOS.
That he does.
With over 70,000, yes folks, 70,000 subscribers. He has changed the lives of many people wanting to create music. He is a massive inspiration to a lot of people. So Jade sent me through a little bit of his work, and also I checked out one of the GarageBand on iOS off his Studio Live Today, and
I love the music, man.
Absolutely amazed
in the background
how it was created. And not only that, it was actually created, and there were Jade and another couple of other people that actually said, while it was on live stream, hey, I'll do the drums. Obviously that was Jade, and I will do some backing vocals, and it was just amazing to watch this creation come alive. Definitely, you must go see it. Yeah, so definitely check him out. Sensational, absolutely sensational. I can't say it enough. Anyway, I'm going to play a song of Pete John's, one of his own creations, which is also accompanied with Jade Starr on drums. This is off his EP, Maybe, and this is No Apologies.
Yeah, man.
Maybe I'm trying too hard just to win, but my intentions are always...
Bit self-indulgent to start the show there, but it is what it is. I thought that was really cool. You know, Pete does so much for us on his channel. I mean, we've all met through Pete Johns, and I was sitting there happy as Larry while Pete was out hitting the piss. I love it so much. Let me catch up. Anyone else who I've missed out? Gary Hubbs is here. What's going on, Cobber? Hey, what's going on, Gary Hubbs? Yeah, sure. Copyright claim. Gary Hubbs has just been out. So when are you going to bring back that toolbox, Gaza? When are you going to bring it back? The missus is getting blue balls. Anyway, Dr. Zorders is here as well. Good shit, man. I love that kind of stuff. Anyone else I've missed here in the chat? Say hello before Bubba. Did I say Bubba? Oh, fuck. Man, it's too early for me. I'll tell you what. I'm a bit delirious today. I've had to have 2 cups of coffee. I just finished my second cup. I haven't slept. Had some really awesome news come through last night. Something I've been working on for about 2 months. Because, look, it's been an amazing year. For, you know, all the really bad stuff that's been going on in the year, we can't forget that there's been good things that have happened in the year as well, in all of our lives, you know, for all this COVID stuff and all that. So there still has been good things that happen. And this channel has been like one of the really amazing things that's happened for me this year. So it's something I just live and breathe now every day. And I really wanted to go out on the end of this year with a really good, big bit, not good. All the interviews are fucking good. Fuck the swear jar. I wanted to go out on a really big interview for the end of the year. So I've been trying to plan somebody who I think would be really inspirational to for everybody on the show. Somebody who creates really amazing music, somebody who is actually really, really a part of the iOS development community and creating apps for all of us to make music on. And we've been going back and forth, and amazingly it's worked out. The last interview of this year, which is going to be next week, because we've got Christmas coming up, and the week after that, me and Pete are going to do a Christmas Eve kind of rant show. So it looks like everything is organized, and as of last night, it was confirmed that for the final interview for 2020, we have the amazing Jordan Rudess from Dream Theater coming on the show for an interview, who is also one of the main powers that be behind the amazing GeoShred app, amongst many other musical apps. So this week, folks, this Friday, Thursday for you guys, we're bringing it home with the man, the legend himself, Jordan Rudess, who, if you don't know who Dream Theater is a band that, I grew up in my early teens listening to their first early albums, just absolutely loved everything they did. Super technical metal, progressive metal band. And Jordan is the astounding keyboard player in Dream Theater. So, beard envy. So he's going to come on the show, and we're going to talk everything about developing iOS apps, GeoShred, music, and it's going to be fantastic. I'm super pumped. I'm so excited. I hope you guys are too, because I'm sure we'll all come away from that interview all with a bit more knowledge. And as the acronym says, WART, we all rise together, and that's what it is all about. You know what I mean? Valvoline. Did I just do that? Valvoline, you know what I mean. Alrighty, so what are we going to do today? We're going to jump into this wonderful app I've got here, and we're going to do a giveaway as well for this. So this app that we're looking at today, I should bring it up in the App Store first and try and be professional here, yeah? FRMS. And what does FRMS stand for? FRMS stands for frames. Frames, yes, frames. So this is hard to explain. So it's a granular synthesizer, and it runs on this like four channel kind of deal. We'll get into it. So I can't remember how much it is. That's how good I'm doing today. It does have a couple of in-app purchases. How much are they? We can at least cover those. Or does it not? It doesn't say it. That I think they come with it. I know in-app purchases. So yeah, it's got Sounds of Saxophone for $5.99 US, and the Supremager, is that you say? Music preset pack for again $5.99. I can try and look it up here. What do we got to go to? I think it's about $16 from memory. Oh, while we're here too, let's have a look. Is there any specials? So it looks like all these session band apps are on sale as well. So if you want to grab these, they're all down from $10, $9 down to $1.99. Looks like all of them are down. And I nearly have every one of these. Flux from 4 Pockets is down in price too. Multi-track recorders down a couple of dollars. Cool. That's about all that's there. What are we looking for? FRMS. So $13.99 US. That is the price of this app. Yes. Now this is going to be a bit exciting because also I've got one code to give away for this. And again, usual stuff. Leave a comment. Make sure you like, subscribe. So, you know, because it helps me out by doing that stuff. And leave a comment on this video by tomorrow's show, and then we'll announce the winner of this app that we're giving away tomorrow. Yeah? All good. So let's jump in and have a look at this app. Now, this is going to be fun because I intentionally only have a very vague idea of how this works, because I some of these I like doing it this way. So you're learning with me, because you know what? Mistakes make you better, apparently. Okay, so here is the app. This is what you get. So this is an AUV3 plugin as well. But what it is not is so it's not an inter-app audio. So it's only AUV3 and only a standalone. So there's no inter-app audio whatsoever with this particular app. So like most apps, you've got a keyboard down the bottom, clearly. And let's have a look at how this is set up. So you've got these two sections here. So up the top you see this layer, okay, with these 4 numbers across the top. So these are your 4 channels. And this is the first section. And then down here you have the second section. So you've got 2 layers. And across these numbers here, when you go across 1, 2, 3, 4, you'll see down below the numbers coincide when I click. So down here they actually move to 4 as well, 3, 2 and 1. All right. And what you can actually do in here is in this top section you can import a sample. All right. So you can import a sample into here, and then you can start messing around with that sample in the first track. So in this first channel here. And down here in the second layer is where you mess around, and you can add an LFO or an envelope or modifiers, anything like that you can add to it there. And then when you skip over to the second track over here, the same sample is in there, but in this second track, you can add a second layer of like an LFO or an envelope. So you're building up these 4 layers. And I'm going to open up a preset just to show you this. So we'll just open up the first one that's here. So you get a whole lot of presets as well. So let's just open up the first one, which is called Arphatron. Cool. And close that out. Did I open that correctly? There we go. So there is the WAV file right there, okay? So when I Pretty out there, huh? For some reason I can't see my chat on here. I'm gonna have to don't know why my chat has disappeared from Restream, so I'll have to watch chat over here. Just bear with me a tick. I'll bring this screen over and try and watch chat this way. Sorry if I wasn't responding and you were typing something. My Restream chat has died. There's been an issue with Restream today. I was watching Samantha Edge's Restream this morning, and yeah, the same thing was happening. Comments weren't coming through and stuff like that. So yeah, all right. Let me catch up on comments here. G'day, Rick. Welcome to chat. Rick Lisk, Paying to Get. Hello. Anyone else who I've missed? Because I was looking at my chat going, why is it stopped? The last thing it stopped at was Gary Hubbs saying, watch me fanboy on that day. All right. Cool. I think my chat's working, so if somebody can just type something. Just so I'll make sure that everything is working. I don't know what's going on. It's a bit weird. Maybe the chat has completely died. Oh no, there you are. Thank you. Thank you guys. Yeah, so I just can't use Restream today. Cool. All right, so let's get into this. So as you can see, so what's going on over here? So you'll see when I hit one of the keys, you can see all these dots moving around here. Now when I come down here and have a look, you should be able to see what's happening over here. So I can control what's happening. So if I go across, so you can see we've got the envelope here, we've got a matrix set up. And you can, so let's run through these items here. So here is what the actual waveform is. And if you, let's just run across some of the things here. So I can go to this offset here, and you see if I move this offset button here, it moves the section around to a particular section of the wave file. All right. So if I move that to the front and I can change the size of it by the knob next to it. We all love knobs. So then I can move this way back here to the end. We can change the density. So the density, what you'll see is those dots that fly across the screen. So if I turn this up now, there's a whole heap more of those dots bouncing forward. I can change the tune of it. I can change the spread. And you've got gain. There's a couple of effects on the end there, so a delay and reverb. I can actually change the loop of it. I can add, instead of it looping, I can add a ping pong effect to it. Let's bring up another effect, just so, oh man. What I'm going to do is we're going to head over to this saxophone one. This is the sounds of saxophone, and I'm going to just choose a random one. All right, so let's have a look at these channels here. So if we go back up the top here, look at these layers. If I click on one here, you'll see there's nothing in there. So what this is, it's actually a waveform. So this is like an added track you can have to the other three. So in this waveform, if I solo this down here in this little panel, I can hit solo here. I'm sure that's soloed now. And now when I press the key, you're hearing the waveform, okay, down in this panel here. So I can go in and change this to a saw. I can change it to square. I can unsolo that, and now if we have a look at track 2 up the top here, this is and solo this. Make sure it's soloed. So this is just the second track. If we unsolo that, head over to the third track up the top here and solo this. So there's no distortion on this one, and you can see it's almost set exactly the same place. Like the offset and the size are exactly the same place between 2 and 3. Just there's a different effect on it. So as you look, when I click between them, look down here, you'll see the pan, one's hard left, one's hard right. And we can go a bit further in and see what those the more effects that are put on that. And then in number 4, you can see there's a whole lot of differences with number 4. So we'll solo number 4 and hear the difference of this. So it's in a different key as well, so it's a different tuning. And when you put them all together, unsolo, you get so let's just head over to number 2 and we'll change this up a bit. Let's change the offset, move this around a bit, we'll make it a bit wider, change the density. You can go even further and go into the envelope here and fully change everything up on here. You can change the curve of all your sounds here. Let's do this over here. We'll go back and solo this. Oops, what am I doing? There. So you can start to see that you can build up some pretty crazy stuff just with one wave file. And the beautiful thing is, just what I'll do is I'll head back to the factory sounds and just go to a default, which should be nothing, hopefully. Yep, so we've got nothing in the bank here. You can actually go in here to the top and you can import your own samples. Okay, so you've got a whole lot of wave samples in here that you can import as well, and you can go in and import your own samples. And to answer Bubba, who's just written, can you pull a vocal wave into this? You sure can. Plus, you can record something into it here too. So you've got a record button, and you can record directly into it as well. So did that record? I don't actually know if that. Yeah, well, I don't have my mic plugged in at the moment, so that's why I recorded that great noise you've got right there, which is static, which is pretty cool for like a soundscape or something. We can play with that. We can go back over to this control, change the offset. But you can import stuff in here as well. So what was that on? That was on track 4. So we can import something into track 1 here. Howdy do, Lady Rodeline. Welcome along. So we can grab something from here. So something like a bowed string. We can load that in. Let's give this a bit more size. Move this back. So then you could go into number 2 here. You can load up look, we've got crickets. We've got Crickets. Nice. I've got a dark bass sound. So you can see there's two different WAVs now I've got in here. So you can start to see that it's pretty, for these 4 little channels, there's a hell of a lot that you can do in here as well. So let's pop up over to... So the other button I want to show you down here is when you don't have anything loaded inside here, when it's just blank, and we'll solo this out. You can, this little button down here, so there's GRN or oscillator. So you can change it to an oscillator, but when it's set to GRN, that's set to like import a WAV file, all right? So a sample. So if we change this now over to an oscillator, then you've got, so this is on track 3, then we can stuff around with this. And we can start messing with this. Now, also, man, this is really deep. It's a massively deep app. It doesn't look like much when you open it up, but you let your mind run free because, as I said, you can record anything in here you like. You can add LFOs. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to play around with this matrix here. And so see these, what have we got here? So I'm just going to go down to this bottom line here, to the offset, the size, and the density, just to show you. If I click on this, well, that's right. I've got to, in fact, let's just load up a brand new sample. Let's just run through some samples and then we'll head back there. So I want to show you some of the presets on here as well, just because it's, you kind of get the idea of how to build stuff up. You've got a little bit of an idea there. Let's just go through some of the samples. Oh, man. Yeah. Anytime too, you can move the keyboard along to get your higher keys. So you can see this little section above. I'm dragging this across the keyboard, and of course you can actually, plug in your a MIDI keyboard as well for this. So and if you don't have one, you can use the on-screen keyboard. Just going to run through. So let's have a look at this. This is clearly one sound here. So you can see it's all the same sample that's in here. And we'll head back to this control. So we'll solo this. As you can see, this is going backwards. And we head to number 2. This one's going forwards. Number 3. Much higher and a shorter bounce back there in density. So there's density here. And number 4 is another reverse one. So when they're all played together, you get... It sounds like something out of a fucking detective movie. That's why it's called Detective, yeah? It is, so it's mono and polyphonic as well. So it's both of those. So you can see there's a mono button up here. So you can change. So it's mono and polyphonic. So yeah, all good. It's got MIDI learn up the top here as well. You've got an internal clock source. You can set to a MIDI clock or Ableton Link. So easy to use in things like AUM. To hook up to that, you can open it in AUM because it's an AUV3 plugin. Let's have a look at the settings here. So these were the 2 packs that I purchased, which were like $6, I think. You've got all your MIDI outs, so all your usual stuff to set up your MIDI. All settings, you've got settings here, pretty standard stuff there. Also, you have a help menu, which is nice and cool, opens up in a website, so everything is good to go there if you do need help with it. I'm going to run through some more sounds because, as I said, like I've only really just got this, but I wanted to like get this out the way and show you a rough look at it. Gary Hub says, after your show, if I could get that tree stand back, the old ball and chain is tired of holding up, you filthy copper. Oh, man. A lot of you people probably see me, Gary, writing this shit back and forward to each other. It's, I'll tell you a little bit about it. There's this musician here in Australia. I can't think of his name. He's not worth thinking of. He was a runner-up on Australian Idol. And for the last few years, every time he posts something on Facebook, the comments are just filled with exactly what Gary Hubbs has written. And the theme is everybody writes, "How's it going, mate? You couldn't give us back those spanners you borrowed. The old chain, ball and chain's getting pissed off." It's my like thing, my guilty pleasure that I do on the internet, stalking that dude to read the comments on his post. Wow. So as you can see, so these sounds are based off like a saxophone samples. Old ball and chain, goddamn. So you've got an ARP on this as well. So I'm not going to go into everything today because I'm totally not with it. I haven't slept. I'm too excited about the interview. So you've got an LFO. You've got an arpeggiator here as well, which you can set up for the sine waves and all of that. So let's just go through some more sounds because there's so many here, man. Now, if I do remember correctly, you see over here, you've got these filters. So if you click on one of these, I'm pretty sure, and I am right. So these handy little filters can bring up things like, see, I've just hit ethereal there, and it's brought up too. So rolling angels. So all your poly stuff here, everything's organized into your poly stuff, monos, organs, leads, which is really handy. Lots of distortion stuff, so howling saw. Fun and nasty. This is what you get if you type in my website address and leave the AU off. So let's click off these handy little hashtags over there. So this is the cinematic one, and you'll hear the difference compared to all those sax sounds. There is a lot of really dark cinematic stuff in here too. So right on the end here too of these sections, you've got a global here. So in here you've got your effects, so you can mess around with your delays. You can sync this all up. You've got an FM mode as well, so you can add plenty of reverbs. Here's where you change your poly to mono. You've got a legato section as well, glide and transpose, so you've got all your goodness in this last global section. Let's head back here. See you later, Bubba. Take care. So clearly I've been using this for the project that I've been working on for this utensils community thing that we're going to do, where I'm creating all these songs. So it's 6 songs I'm creating, and I've been using this quite heavily. And with these tracks, I'm going to put the tracks out to you guys, and we're going to try and create a film score with you guys adding a track to each of them. And before I wrap up today's show, I'll go into a little bit more of that, since we're looking at this app. And again, all of the sounds that are in here, you can load all of these. So they've provided you with all of the samples that actually are used to create all of these sounds that are in the actual packs. So that's really cool too. We'll bounce over, we'll go down here to some of these spacey ones, yeah. So as you can see with this one, if we break it down, so this solo track number 3 is pretty much this sine wave. Where are we? Back here. And number 2. And number 1. But you get a whole lot of stuff in the initial pack too. So as you can see, scrolling through, you get a whole lot of sounds as well. So you don't have to go out and buy the in-app purchases immediately. So there's plenty of... So as I said here, there is an LFO built into this as well. And that's set up here. So I'll show you this, what we've got here. Oops. So I can actually change... Damn. Didn't want to do that. Oh, there we go. I'm having a moment. Let's do it. I was just going to stick with sounds today. I've got to... Oh man, I really should have slept. It looks like me and Pete are both having one of those days, yeah. Pete had a bit of a drink last night and I didn't sleep at all because I was so excited about scoring this interview for Friday. Let's run through a few more sounds. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's just got some really cool sounds. So that is that in a nutshell. I'm probably best to just call it a day there. Let me see, because my chat is so weird today. I can't even work that out. So Russ says, got some great sounds. Wouldn't be my go-to synth. Be in the Soundscapes folder. Yeah, definitely. That's why the title of the show was set to Evil Synth Soundscapes. So it's definitely more of a soundscapey kind of thing to create, drones and that kind of stuff. So it's definitely not your happy-go-lucky bouncy keyboard kind of stuff. So definitely, but these are the things that interest me, so that's why I wanted to cover it as well. And it's been sitting here, and I really haven't had a chance to look at it because there's been so many other apps coming at me left and right and from every direction. So definitely a really cool app if you're looking at doing drones and all that kind of stuff, industrial music, any of that kind of stuff. And before I go, I will touch on, because I did mention that we are going to do this community album. So over on the Patreon, I started work on this community album. And if you have missed out on the, where are we? So we designed these pictures for this community album. Not on an iOS device right now. How can anyone tell me the UK at price plus? So the price of this on, I think it's is it for iPad only? I think it might be. Yeah, I think it is iPad only. So it's $13.99 and the in-app purchases are $5.99. So for this project that we're doing, I've created these images. So there's going to be 6 of these tracks, these horror tracks that I'm working on, and I've had to push it back a little bit because I know everybody's on holidays and all this stuff with Christmas, so it'll probably be right at the end of New Year or in the early New Year that I'll send all these tracks out for everybody to work on. But these are the photos for this horror film that we've been that I'm kind of inventing for this music to go towards. So that's going to be really fun. So that's happening soonish. But yeah, I've been doing that over on the Patreon. So I think I'm going to wrap it up now because I'm going to head over to the Patreon in about 40 minutes time. So if you're not already a Patreon, feel free to do it. You can join up for as little as $1 a month, and we do some pretty crazy stuff over there. Like we look at things before I actually do the shows, and today I'm actually looking at a bunch of apps that are in development at the moment. They're in beta phase, and they're the Swarm Brass plugins. So I'm going to be having a look at those on the show, and they're really, really, really cool. They're going to fucking blow people's minds. So here they are on my device here. Oh, I've got the wrong screen up here. So here they actually are on my device. Yes. So I'll be looking at these today over on my Patreon for about an hour and going through that. So I think that'll be really cool. These things are just sick. I won't open them up on this show, but so you've got like a trumpet, there's a tenor trombone, there's a flugelhorn, there's a French horn and a tuba, and these things are absolutely brilliant. So they're the Swarm technologies that you can find in GeoShred and similar apps that are on Mac and PC. So they're really high quality, and they're AUV3s, and they're just sick. So I'm going to be looking at those over on the Patreon as like a first look, because they're still in beta. So yeah, if you want to, you can come and join us over on the Patreon. And as I said, sign up and do all that stuff. What is the Patreon? I can't even remember. There it is. So it's patreon.com/Jade Starr. Pretty simple stuff there. Cool. I hope you've got something from today. Jesus, what a mess. But yeah, remember too, I'm going to give away a copy of this, so you too will be able to play around with it, and we'll be giving it away on tomorrow's show. Tomorrow's show will be a lot more together, and I will be looking at tomorrow. Let's see. I'll be looking at this AU3 FX dub. So this is the second in the series. of the Kymatica apps that have been re-released now as AUV3 plugins, because the old versions were inter-app audio. So this has just dropped, and I've got a whole lot of copies of these to give away on tomorrow's show as well too. So tune in. I've got a lot of things to be given away over the next week, week and a bit, because it's Christmas. So I've kind of saved all these up for Christmas. So make sure you follow all the shows, and I've got lots of giveaways, so that should be cool too. Danny says, my type of app, this one. I'm in the process of writing an album in a similar style to Tubular Bell and Camel Snow Goose. Definitely a good app for that. And as Russ has said, because I'm doing a show on this, I think this week as well. So this is Synthscaper. This is pretty damn cool as well. And I think I've got some giveaways for this too. So there you go. There's a little taste of that. So be looking out for that. I think I'll get it in this week. And I think I've got maybe 2 copies of this to give away. So yeah, check that one out too. All right, folks. Have a good day. Be cool. Be gangster. What am I doing today? It must be that time. There's the music. Save me. Save me. All right, folks. Be awesome to yourself. Make lots of music. Stay gangster. Stay cool. Do what makes you happy. Always do what makes you happy. And for those of you who are my Patreons, I'll see you over there for some fun. Yeah. Bye-bye.